Hello and welcome to the new series of Drishti IAS. I am Pooja Divedi, and in this segment today we are going to discuss the details of the pact which has been signed between India and Argentina to explore and process lithium. This topic is important from the perspective of prelims as well as from the perspective of GS Mains paper 2 and 3. So let's begin with the topics of discussion step by step. First of all, we will talk about why news, which will be followed by the pact which has been signed between India and Argentina. We will talk about what is lithium and lithium-ion batteries. We will also talk about solid-state batteries and we will compare these two. Then we will talk about the significance of the pact, and in the midst of the segment, I am going to ask you a pre-based question. You have to comment correctly about it in the comment segment. Alright, so let's move and talk about why news, because India and Argentina have signed a pact in order to jointly prospect lithium from the lithium reserves found in the lithium triangle. Now, if we talk about Argentina, Argentina is the country which has the third largest reserve of lithium. Now, this move, why is it India doing? It is because India wants to reduce its dependence on China and Japan and Korea, because India imports a lot of lithium from these particular countries. Alright, so if we talk about the pact, now through a publicly owned or a state-owned newly floated company, Khanij Videsh India Limited or KABIL, India has come into a deal with Argentine company JEMSE in order to jointly explore and process lithium. And if we talk about KABIL, the Indian company, 3 state-owned companies have formed it by the name of Nalco Hindustan Copperal Mineral Exploration Limited. What is its mandate? The mandate of this particular company is in order to particularly extract and explore those minerals which are strategic in nature. That means these strategic minerals are very important for the development of the country, for its security and sovereignty. So these particular minerals which are strategic in nature should be explored, extracted and processed by KABIL. So this is its mandate. And it's not only going to extract lithium but other metals and elements such as cobalt, not because these strategic minerals may not always be available in India but abroad, so it will enter into deals with other companies. Now if we talk about these two companies, KABIL and the Argentine company, these two companies have come together in order to explore and extract lithium, and projects related to addition of the value of lithium carbonate and the production as well as the transmission of electricity are also the provisions. Right now, the key area for extraction and exploration is for these two companies, it's Jujuy. Now, in Argentina, this particular region has been a big source of lithium, and many companies, not only Indian but many other companies, have also been engaged in order to extract lithium from this region, and they have ramped up their capacities for it since many years. So, India is also one of them now. So, if we talk about the lithium triangle, it is a strip in the Andes region of South America. And triangle, how is it forming a triangle? It has Bolivia, Chile and Argentina. That is why it is forming a triangle. So this particular region is very rich in lithium reserves, and these lithium reserves have manifested themselves like salt pans across the Atacama, near the Atacama Desert. And if we talk about, because this is related to geography, we can ask you the question about Atacama and also the question such as what is the capital of these 3 countries, right? So for Argentina, it's Buenos Aires, and for Bolivia, it's La Paz. Okay, I'll write it down for you. La Paz. And Buenos Aires for Argentina. And of course, for Chile, it's Santiago. It could be asked in the prelims. Alright. So this is the lithium triangle where not only India but many other countries are interested in because approximately 48 to 53% of the lithium reserves are situated here. Alright, moving on, let's talk about lithium. What is lithium? Now this is completely factual in nature, so please write it down. There is nothing to explain here. Lithium is the first of the alkalis in the periodic table, and in nature it's found like a mixture of the isotopes Li6 and Li7, and it is the lightest solid metal. It's soft, silvery white with a low melting point and reactive also. It has high specific heat or calorific capacity. That means it can store a huge amount of heat. The huge temperature interval in the liquid state, high thermic conductivity, low viscosity and low density as well. And if we talk about metallic lithium, it is soluble in short chain aliphatic amines like ethylamine, and it's insoluble in hydrocarbons. Just remember it. If we talk about the uses of it, it can be used in rechargeable batteries for mobile phones, laptops, digital cameras, electric vehicles. So if we talk about lithium's significance from the Indian perspective, we have a high and very huge population, and the demography is such that it supports and encourages the demand and supply of these particular gadgets. So that is why lithium is very important for India. And it is also used for non-rechargeable batteries like heart pacemakers, toys and clocks. So lithium is not only used in this, but also for solar panels, for space exploration, for military usage, everything lithium can get into. Alright, moving on, let's talk about the reserves. Here comes your first. I will just tell you the reserves, the highest reserve holding countries. You have to tell me in the comment segment which are the topmost 3 lithium producing countries. So the reserve is different and production is different. So Chile is the country which has the highest reserve. Then comes Australia and then Argentina. Alright, then comes China and the US and Zimbabwe, Brazil and Portugal. Alright, you have to remember these and tell me in the comment segment the 3 largest or topmost lithium producing countries. Alright, and if we talk about what is lithium-ion batteries in very simple terms, lithium-ion batteries are rechargeable batteries, and it consists of a cathode and an anode. Alright, cathode and anode. And in the midst of it, what will you find? An electrolyte. What is an electrolyte? It is a material, it is basically a liquid material which allows the movement of ions. Alright, charged materials, charged elements. So, when the battery gets discharged, what happens? The ions start moving from the negative point to the positive point, and when they are getting charged, they will move from positive to negative, and this is why they are rechargeable in nature. Alright, moving on, let's talk about solid state batteries. What is the difference between them? Now in lithium-ion batteries, we found liquid electrolyte or aqueous electrolyte. Here in solid state batteries, now this is a battery technology where they use solid electrodes and solid electrolyte as well. And this particular battery has a lot of potential, but there are a lot of challenges associated with it. And if we talk about it, then solid state batteries have, if the usage, solid state batteries, beg your pardon, have been found to be used in pacemakers, RFID and other wearable devices. And if we talk about the companies which are involved in the manufacture or innovating such batteries are Toyota Solid State Battery and Apple Battery Tech. These are some companies. Now if we talk about can it be used as a substitute for lithium-ion batteries, can it be seen as a prospect, then earlier efforts to create a solid state separator and which is capable of working with lithium. Lithium is an alkali metal. Now, with lithium, this metal had to compromise on other aspects. That means, in order for both of them to work together, the other aspects which are necessary in nature were to be compromised. They had to be compromised, such as the cycle life of the battery. Alright, it may be shorter, or operating temperature, the temperature was different, and cathode loading excess lithium deposits were also seen in anode, at the anode region. Now the hardest part about making this particular battery work is the need to simultaneously, alright, at the same time, in tandem. It needs to simultaneously meet the requirements of high energy and fast charge, long cycle life. Now these are certain features which are necessary in order to make a gadget efficient, right? So we have to find some ways in order to make it equally acceptable as the lithium-ion batteries are. We have to circumvent these particular challenges or hurdles, alright? And if we talk about the prospects, the market share of lithium-ion batteries for 2 years, this is the data from 2019. You can see Asia Pacific's market, just see it, and North America. So these two regions hold a lot of market potential, right? And also, if we talk about solid-state battery market, here Europe is holding the highest potential for, if we talk about the market share for solid-state batteries. Alright, let's move on and talk about the significance of the PACT. In the beginning of the segment, I already told you that India is trying to reduce its dependence on China for the import of lithium-ion batteries. Now, India is one of the largest importers of lithium-ion batteries, and India imports the batteries from countries such as China, Japan and South Korea. And China is the king when it comes to lithium-ion batteries, holding 3/4 of the market. Yes, and if we talk only not about lithium production but also lithium-ion batteries also, China is the king of the entire market for lithium-ion batteries. And this move can be significant when we see that India is using this particular pact to use as an economic offensive against China. And India, of course, also has ambitious projects such as National Mission on Transformative Mobility and Battery Storage, right? So, National Mission on Transformative Mobility and Battery Storage, it aims to promote clean, connected, shared, sustainable and holistic mobility initiatives. And a phased manufacturing program will be launched to localize production across the entire EV, electric vehicle value chain, which will be valid for 5 years until 2024. And then comes National Electric Mobility Mission. If we talk about National Electric Mobility Mission plan, this plan wants, what does it want to do? Just very simply, it wants to enhance the production and sales of electric and hybrid vehicles. And not only that, but also the infrastructural capabilities, because India is a huge market for such gadgets, vehicles and other such missions do need to be taken into account when we talk about a rising population. So lithium ion, this particular pact is a very positive move, right? And of course, INDCs and Sustainable Development Goals. How? Under Paris Agreement and Sustainable Development Goal, India wants to reduce its carbon footprints, and fossil fuel is something that will not help for it. So, if we talk about lithium-ion batteries and if we talk about such ambitious projects, if they get successful, India will definitely work very efficiently in order to achieve its intended nationally determined contributions under Paris Agreement that says that India will reduce 33:35% of the intensity of the emission of its GDP from 2005 level to 2030. Alright. And of course we have the SDGs also working in tandem with that. So this is the entire significance of the pact. And I hope you have found this segment informative. That's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.